Here's another factor label problem. So with all problems, including this is a type of conversion problem, so we're converting 5.52 centimeters to inches. Sometimes it helps to read it a few times. We could kind of diagram what we're trying to do here, and we could say we're going from centimeters to inches. If you do this, sometimes it kind of screams to you, what do I know about centimeters and inches? Do I know something directly, or do I have to kind of roundabout get that? And actually, a few slides ago at the beginning of this part 6, you had this equivalency statement. So with regard to length, we have this link between the metric and the English system. 1 inch is, we say, exactly equal to 2.54 centimeters. And this actually was, there's a few things I need you to memorize for your test, and this is one of the relationships. So that's an exact relationship by definition. So from that equivalency statement, just make sure we're all kind of on the same page, we could go ahead and make 2 unit factors out of that. We could make, let's see, we could take 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters, that's 1. Actually, that is 1, that will give you 1. And the flip of that is also equal to 1, 2.54 centimeters over 1 inch. And we're going to use the one, sometimes I call this A and I call this B. We're going to use the one that actually will give us, make units cancel. So in this case, we want units of centimeters to cancel, left with units of inches. So like I said then, on the previous problem, what I usually do in conversion problems is go ahead and start with the term we want to convert. I put it over 1. So 5.52 centimeters over 1. Then in this case, notice that I want units of centimeters to cancel. I want to be left with units of inches. Go ahead and put my units in there. And so it looks like 1 inch is exactly equal to 2.54 centimeters. Make sure, sometimes I say that wrong. That's right. Okay. And notice when we do it this way that units of centimeters cancel, we're left with units of inches. That's perfect. One more thing before I kind of, well, I'll go ahead and show you this term. That's great. Units of centimeters cancel, we're left with units of inches. Now I don't have the number pulled up real handy, but I can. Where did that calculator go? Oh, I guess I don't have it right handy. But let's just go see how we're going to have to round our answer before I show you the answer. So there is uncertainty in all measured quantities. So we have, that brings uncertainty to the problem. So we're going to have to round. That's going to help drive our uncertainty. But this actually, this is an exact relationship. That brings no uncertainty. So I'm going to put an X over those numbers. We don't have to count sig figs there. So in this case, it's looking like we need to round our answer to 3 sig figs. And I apologize, I don't have it handy, but rounded to 3 sig figs, you can double check what this looks like. This is the number. Now notice the units are inches, okay, and this is 3 sig figs. Okay, let's do another one in this part, shall we? Now this one's going to actually have an added little step. In this case, we are trying to go from ounces, from ounces to grams. And if you look back on a few slides ago, we know that we have pounds to grams. I'll put lb to grams. We've got that, and that's actually an approximate relationship, and you don't have to memorize that equality. So in this case, we're going to actually do something kind of on the front end. We're going to actually have 2 kind of steps. We're going to go from ounces to pounds. And hopefully you know that, because that's English. How many ounces in a pound? Hopefully you would say 16. Okay, and then how many grams in a pound? We're going to have to look it up. So you don't have to memorize it. I would give that to you. So this is kind of the strategy. We're going to go from ounces. We want to go to grams, but we're going to go through pounds. Okay, so the pounds to grams I would give you, and it's approximate relationship on a previous slide. Okay, and so yeah, 1 pound, exactly 1 pound, is approximately equal to 453.6 grams. And then I'm hoping y'all are okay with 1 pound is exactly equal to 16 ounces. So now that we have 2 steps, okay, but let's see what we got. The first term is going to be the thing we want to convert. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1. Now, we said that on our way to grams, we're going to go through pounds. So here's where you would put ounces on the bottom, pounds on the top, and what I got, 1 pound is exactly equal to 16 ounces. Then my units of ounces cancel. I have pounds at that point. If I introduce a second conversion factor or third term, okay, I can put pounds down here, put grams up here, and go ahead and look up what those numbers are. We know that 1 pound is approximately equal to 453.6 grams. Did I get that right? Yes. Okay, and then we got pounds canceling. We're left with units of grams, and that's great. Okay, so our units check out, so we're in good shape. So now in our calculator, it looks something like this. If I pull the digits that aren't 1, I got 2.75 times 453.6, and in the bottom I just have 16. Now sometimes I have students that will actually go ahead and they'll multiply these two numbers together, they'll put that there, they'll put this number here, and they'll go ahead and do one more division and write it down. That is totally fine. But let's just go see how we need to round our answer. I don't have the unrounded value here, but let's see whatever number you get, how do you round it? So let's start from terms left to right. So this measured quantity, this thing we're trying to convert, there is definitely uncertainty there. So we have 3 sig figs there. Now this relationship between ounces and pounds brings no uncertainty, so we don't have to count significant figures and round according to those fewest. This right here, this third term, it's an approximate relationship. We say the 1 is exact, but this 453.6 grams, there is definitely uncertainty there. So let's count sig figs. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 sig figs there. So we always round according to the fewest. So it's 3 or 4, and looks like we're going with 3. So that's kind of the pattern, and I've kind of tried to explain why we round how we do, and hopefully you'll kind of catch on with how units cancel like this. So this is definitely going to be an important way of working problems throughout the semester. So, like we said, we're going to go from ounces to pounds and then pounds to grams. So to go from ounces to pounds, we introduce 1 pound over 16 ounces, that's exact. And then to go from pounds to grams, we introduce that approximate relationship. Exactly 1 pound is approximately equal to 453.6 grams. Notice units have canceled except for grams. That's great. And just to kind of make sure we're all on the same page, when I went to round, this brings uncertainty, no uncertainty brought here, and this number 453.6 brings uncertainty. So we round according to 3 sig figs. So to give it 3 significant figures, we actually now, it's kind of exciting, we actually now have to go ahead and put a trailing 0 after the decimal. 1, 2, and to give it the 3rd sig fig, that's what that looks like.